Can you hear me now? All right, I reset everything. I've been having so many camera issues, you guys. I reset everything, and I forgot to connect my microphone when I did that. So anyway, I am back. Okay, let's start over. Hi everybody, happy Thursday. I'm Pia from Stitches and Scraps, and this is Lunchtime Live, episode 96. For those of you who are new here, Lunchtime Live is basically like my video newsletter. So I'll tell you everything that's going on at Stitches and Scraps. Good morning, Beth. It's good to see you. I'll tell you everything that's going on at Stitches and Scraps and, you know, what I'm working on, what's coming up, and then we'll do a quick demo. This week's demo is on the knit star stitch, which looks like this. So that's a fun one to do. It looks way more complicated than it is. It's actually not so bad. The hardest thing about it is trying to keep your tension loose. So no worries, you guys can do that, I'm sure. And then that's about it. We end with that. And then next week, what am I doing next week? Next week's going to be the crochet star stitch. So this week we're doing knit and next week will be crochet. We're alternating. For 2022, I'm alternating between knit and crochet every week. So the other thing, if you're new here, is I'm going to be talking about lots of things, blog posts, patterns, things like that. If you want the links to any of those, go to, you know, the description on this video. You might have to click a down arrow to see the description, but in the description, there's a link. At that link is a list of everything I'm going to talk about. That's the blog post for the Lunchtime Live. It's got a list of everything I'm going to talk about so you can find it. If you want to see the pattern I mentioned, you know, stuff like that, go there and you'll see all of that stuff there. If I mention something I forgot to put in there, I will update it later. Okay, so what is new on the blog? Well, we finally finished bag 3 in the bag along cal, which means we're ready for bag number 4. Do you guys want a sneak peek at what bag number 4 looks like? Let me show you. Really quick sneak peek. You heard the clinking, right? This is what bag number 4 sounds like. All right, so this is bag number 4. It is a very simple lace market bag with wooden handles. So the handles, and this is why I wanted to talk to you about it, I put out today, or not today, Tuesday, the materials list and the giveaway, which I'll talk about in a minute, but I put out the materials list for this bag, and I was really kind of vague on the handles. So here's the deal. There is no sort of standard size on these round wooden handles. Pick the size you like. They come anywhere, I mean, I would say for this bag, anywhere from, I said 5 to 8 inches, but you could even get away with 4 inches. It would just be really tight. But I would say anywhere from 5 to 8 inches in diameter is going to be fine, right? And you can get thicker or thinner ones. It doesn't matter. Like you can have one that's like this, that's fine. You can have one that's really flat, that's fine too. We're going to be crocheting around them. The tighter the diameter, the harder it's going to be to do the crochet. So if you have really wide handles, it'll be easier to do the crochet, but the bag might look a little funny. So I would say a good balance. These are about 5, I want to say they were 5 3/4 in diameter, but they're somewhere between 5 and 6. For me, that was a good balance, but you can go all the way up to 8. It doesn't matter. These are readily available at Joann, Michael's, I think Hobby Lobby has them too, all the craft stores. And I got these on Amazon. I got a set of 4 really cheap. So they're not hard to find, they're not expensive, and you can get them in wood. You can get them in bamboo. You can get them in like acrylic. You get these clear ones. So pick ones you like. The handles really don't matter that much which size or which style you go with. Just so they're round. They just have to be circles. That's all that matters. And then I will show you in one of the tutorials how to attach them to your crochet here. Okay, so I mentioned that in the materials post is obviously the giveaway for bag number 4. This, I gotta be really careful opening this because I've done it a couple times now and I don't want to rip the package. So, because I had to photograph it, right? And I don't want people feeling like the thing they're getting is not new. But honestly, I've just taken it out of the package twice to photograph it, that's all. This is a hook gauge. Let me get that to focus. There you go. A crochet hook gauge from cattrinkles.com. Cat Trinkles is a fun store. They got lots of fun wood stuff for crochet. But basically, you stick your hook in here. Let's see if I got a hook. So you would stick your hook in, let's see. This is a 4.5 millimeter hook. So you can see it won't fit in the 4 millimeter gauge, but it's a little loose in the 5 millimeter. So this is actually a size that's not on here. I picked a size that's not on here. But you figure out which size. Let me see if I got a different size. Okay. Let's see what size this hook is. Oh, that's a P. That's a 12 millimeter hook right there. You see that? Let's see if that's correct. Aha! It's a 12 millimeter hook, and I swear to God I did not know that ahead of time. But you stick it in there, you see where it fits, and that tells you the size of the hook. So along with that is a set of Knit Picks Brights crochet hooks, and they come in sizes from 2 millimeters up to 6 millimeters. Now these ones have the millimeter sizing on them, not the letter sizing. I prefer the millimeter sizing myself, but if you prefer the letter sizing, you're going to want to keep a cheat sheet with it. But these are both sponsored by We Crochet as giveaway prizes for bag number 4. Remember, We Crochet is sponsoring the whole bag along Cal, all the prizes, all the yarn. So this is the prize for bag number 4. Get on the post and enter to win. Enter for a chance to win. You guys have time. It just got posted on Tuesday, and this is for all of July and August. So you have time. It doesn't end until the end of August. But this yarn I also wanted to show you, and here, let me see if I can get a label. I don't have a full skein to show you because I've been using it. This is Dishy Twist, also from Knit Picks and We Crochet. Now I mentioned in the, all right, let me back up a minute. Okay, so this bag is designed in one color. Why can't I see where am I? Here we go. Okay, so this bag is designed in one color. It's all one color from start to finish, but do you see how it has a solid portion at the bottom? Dishy Twist, the way this cool texture works, is it is actually 2 colors of yarn, in this case the peach and the white, that are twisted together. Here we go, see this? It's the peach and the white that are twisted together to get this kind of texture. You see that? So they have solids in these colors as well. If you want to, and you don't have to, but if you want to, you can do the bottom as a solid color and the bag with the twisted color. So if you haven't bought your yarn yet and that's something you want to try, get the regular Dishy for the bottom and get the twisted yarn for the top. Now it takes 3 skeins of yarn, but you can see I've got quite a bit left, and I'm just about done with this bag. Sorry, my nose is itching for some reason. Okay, so I've got quite a bit left. There you go. See the end of the skein? I got like almost a full skein left, and I'm near the end of the bag here. So you could probably get away with 2 skeins for the top part and 1 skein for the bottom part if you were doing a different color. I know I said in the post you would still need all 3, but that was just to be safe. I might actually go back and edit that now that I've finished and say, you know what, you could do 1 skein in a contrast color if you wanted to. All right, so that is the bag. That pattern comes out in a couple of weeks. Working on the tutorials for that right now, and those will come out in the following weeks. That is for the Bag Along Cal. Other things that are going on. I have a new pattern out in Annie's in Crochet World magazine. So my pattern is, let's see if I can find it. It's on page 21. Here we go. My pattern is this one. This is a mitered rectangle bag. So much fun to make, and Annie's invited me on their site to do a live video demo of how to make the mitered rectangle and how to do the handles for the bag. Unfortunately, and you can go see this, it's still on their site, but unfortunately, you know that camera issue that's been plaguing me for weeks? Yeah, that hit with a vengeance during that video. It was so blurry on my hands. I finally figured out what the issue was. All this time I've been focusing on my camera, which was my phone, and going, why is my phone taking such horrible video? What I didn't realize is it's not. It was my internet. I didn't have the bandwidth to transmit that video from my camera to my computer, which is where I'm doing all the camera switching and everything. So it was working fine when I did the practice on my own because I wasn't broadcasting at the time. But as soon as I started broadcasting and people were watching and all of a sudden, you know, there's so much more going on internet-wise, then my quality would drop. And I'm like, why is this doing this only when I'm live? My camera hates me. But now that I've figured it out, I've switched to a camera that is actually plugged into my computer, and I should have no more of that fuzziness issue. I'm actually going to buy another camera to replace this one. So that should fix the fuzziness issue. I'm so happy. It's only taken me, 3 months to figure this out? But no more fuzzy videos. But anyway, like I was saying, you can go on Annie's. It is clear enough to see what I'm doing. You can see how to make the mitered rectangle, how to get started with that, and how to do the handles. So the other thing, it's been a busy week, right? I haven't seen you guys in 2 weeks, so I'm just like, oh, I got so much to tell you. Okay, the reason I didn't see you in 2 weeks is because last week I was at H&H, which is a trade show. It's not like CGOA. It's not a show for hobbyists. It's strictly a trade show. It's basically for manufacturers and store owners to meet, and also for all the ancillary people like me who work with them, designers and bloggers and YouTubers and people who do stuff with their products and do marketing with their products. So I got to go for that, and press and all that were there. And oh my gosh, you guys, it was the best show ever. This is the first time they've been in America. They're normally in Cologne. And so they came to America. Everybody I talked to had the best show. So did I. And I got so much swag. I haven't even opened it all yet. So I wanted to open the biggest and best one with you guys here. This is the biggest box of swag that I got from any one company. And this is from Prim. Okay, Prim, if you don't know, they're the people that they do a couple things. They do some needles and hooks of their own, but they're also, Dritz is the same company. So they do all the sewing stuff that you see in, every store. I think I use their elastic pretty much exclusively and stuff like that. So I thought I'd open this with you because I opened it long enough to take the packing material out, but I haven't even been through it. Oh, and Prim also does OmniGrid, which quilters, if any of you are quilters, you'll know that company. But let's take a look at what's in here, because I'm going to play with this stuff, and if there's anything you like in here, I might be able to arrange some reviews or giveaways or stuff like that with Prim. So let me know if there's something in here that you're really interested in. So this is so cute. It's a pin magnet. You put it on your sewing machine. Let's see here. Okay, so you put it on your sewing machine so you can stick pins to it. That is cute, but it's a cat. I wish they had a dog. I'm gonna tell them they need to make a dog. But okay, so that's the pin magnet. This is a cookie. They gave me a cookie. The best at the shows, honestly, the best swag you can get if you've been to any of these conferences is food. Okay, so these I saw at the show, and these are really neat. They are these are cable needles actually, but they're knitting needles. The cool part is the hook tips interlock, so you won't lose your stitches. You can set them down and the hook tips clip together and interlock, so you won't lose your stitches. And those are the cable needle variety, so they're just really short. They're instead of this kind of cable needle. So I'll definitely be trying that out next time I do cables. Look at this beautiful ergonomic hook set. So I was excited to try this. I got to hold them and play with them at the show, and they're actually really nice. I'm normally a metal person, but this plastic You know how plastic can get sticky? It can stick to the yarn. This one was nice and smooth and didn't seem to stick. So I can't wait to try that out. I'm excited on that. What is this? Oh, here we go. This is the, ooh, there's a lot in here. What's in here? This is a rotating cutting mat. Rotating. Let's see. Oh, wow. Look, you guys, it's got like a stable like rubber or plasticky something surface. And then it looks like this part, yeah, the cutting mat on top rotates. Okay, so that is seriously cool, right? I have no idea how I'm going to use this. I don't sew and I don't quilt, but I will find a way to use this somehow because that is just totally cool. All right, that's on my maybe one day I'll use it list. Oh, this was something new they had. For those of you who have a lot of cutting tools or stencils or things like that, this is a rack where you can stick them, and because it's got all the different grooves, you can really like stick some this way, stick some that way. You can stick them that way if you want, and it'll hold all your stuff. So this would be cool for holding, if you do like what's that word? The die cutting. If you do die cutting, I think this could probably hold some of your dies as well, and stencils and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna definitely find something to put in that. Let's see what else I got here. Oh, good, a full-size circular knitting needle. Let's see. This is a 32-inch knitting needle in size 6, 4 millimeters. So that's a good size. I like 4 millimeters. And it's got those locking hook tips. So cool. And a steel cord. Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay. What else? There's more in here, you guys. Oh my gosh. I'm saving the big thing for last because I don't know what it is, but it's big. Happiness is Handmade. They were booth 813. Okay. Ooh, I need this. I need this. Look at this. It's a bobbin boat. So I have one of those big bobbin boxes, but I never drag it out by my machine because I just don't sew that much. But this holds just a few. So this is awesome. All right, cool. This is definitely going out by my sewing machine. Oh, and look, a little rotary cutter, a tiny little one. That's cool. I use rotary cutters for fringe in particular. So having a small one for the smaller projects will be really fun because you can do tighter curves too with a smaller rotary cutter. Aha! This is an OmniGrid. This is one of their cutting mats, and this is what this is for here. So this is the Omni Rack. This is the mini. They had really big ones there too, but you can just stick those in there and it holds it. You could stick it that way if you wanted to, but it holds it nicely. You can stick it like that and it'll hold it and hit the camera, but cool. Okay, let's see. There's a business card and then there is this. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is a Dritz Sewing Box, and let's see what's in here. There's clips and measuring tapes because you can never have too many measuring tapes. Looks like a pencil. Oh, one of those white pencils to draw on fabric. I need one of those. There's a packet of needles and one of the little tomatoes. You cannot have a sewing kit without a tomato, right? And seam ripper. What's on the other side? Ooh, full-size scissors and pins and a little tray. Okay, so I really like this box, you guys. All right, I'm putting stuff away. So this was the biggest, most generous box that I got at Olive Conference, and wow. So this is why I want to show you all of this. If you saw anything in this that you're like, wow, I want to do a giveaway with that, I want a chance to win that, that looks really cool, tell me, because I can reach out to Prim and see if they will sponsor a giveaway and we can do a giveaway, or if it's something I'm not going to use, like, because I don't do sewing, I might be able to just give away my sample. But if it's something I want, I'll do a review and giveaway, which honestly I think I want most of this stuff. But you cannot have my cookie. This is mine. All right. So, but seriously, if you want anything from this that you want a closer look at, you want me to do a review of, or you want me to host a giveaway for, please, please, please tell me, because then I'm sure that I'm giving away stuff that you guys actually like and want, instead of just the stuff that I like and want. And I don't know how many of you do sewing and quilting. Comment if you do, if you're more strictly yarn. And look at this box. I was just so excited. This was just the best thing at the conference, that everybody was gaga over it. But okay, so that was the Prim box. Wow, that actually took longer than I thought. Yes, Beth, it is so much great stuff. But now the reason they give that stuff to me is so that I can look at it, work with it, write about it, tell you about it, and host events and giveaways and stuff like that. So seriously, I'm 100% serious. Ask me for stuff, because I will then go see if I can get stuff to give you. All right. What else? What else? I told you about the live on Annie's. All right, I think that's it. I think that was all of my news. Lots of news. So that conference was last week. In another 2.5 weeks or so, is the CGOA conference. I think I have 2 more live. I might have 1 more live, 2 more lives. 2 more lives before I leave for conference. So we'll have another week's break. And of course, I'm going absolutely insane planning for that one, because I'm going to be president this year, and that's so exciting. But that means I have to get up in front of everybody and talk. And let me tell you, I can talk here. This is fine, because I'm looking at a camera. If I have to look at people's faces, I start talking like I just forget words. I forget how to talk. And then I go like a mile a minute. So, because I'm nervous and I just want to get it over with. So I start talking like this, and I'm really, really fast. I'm really, really hyper. And everybody's like, oh my God, she's psycho. So yeah, this is going to be fun. I have to work myself up to talk in front of the whole group. But I know everybody, so it'll be better. Okay, so coming up, Christmas in July. It's July. Can you believe it's July? Oh my gosh. Tomorrow is July 1st. And I think 30 days has September, April, June. Yes. Okay. Tomorrow is July 1st. The Christmas in July Cal is starting over at CAL Central. Actually, I don't know if that's, you know what? That's not a CAL Central one. The Christmas in July Cal is just run by Marie Segaris from Underground Crafter. So that's going to be starting soon. And I will have a pattern for that coming out on Friday. Not tomorrow Friday, but a week from Friday. And then the CGOA conference, of course, I talked about. There's still time to sign up. If you want to go to New Orleans, time's running short to get tickets. But if you're close by, the conference is open. Like you can actually go to the conference and get a ticket for the marketplace and stuff like that. So definitely stop by. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then that's about it for this week. Next week, I told you I'll do the crochet star stitch, but this week I want to show you the knit star stitch. So let's get into that. And let me grab my swatch here. Now it's all tangled up with all the other stuff I just pulled out. This was a swatch that was neatly set aside to work on, and somehow I got it through my handles here. All right. Flying needles. There we go. Handles are gone. All right. So let us start on the knit star stitch. All right. So much clearer now, right, you guys? This is much clearer video than I was having. Okay. So the star stitch, the actual stitch of the star stitch. Do you see? Okay, come on. Focus. Focus. There we go. Do you see these little stars? These little stars, these little like fleur-de-lis looking things, those are the star stitches. And they're worked on the wrong side rows. The right side rows are just knit. This is a stockinette base. So I've just finished a right side row. And this is a multiple of 4 stitches, plus I threw in a couple edge stitches. I think I did 15 stitches total, because I did 1 edge stitch on each side, and then the stitch pattern itself is a multiple of 4 plus 1. So I've just finished. I'm on the wrong side. Here is my first edge stitch. Now that my yarn is all tangled. here is my first edge stitch, which I'm just going to knit, and now let's start the actual pattern. Okay, so I'm going to purl one, and then I'm going to do a star stitch. The star stitch is a combination of a decrease and an increase sort of at the same time. So to do it, we're going to do a purl 3 together. Notice that my yarn is at the front. Okay, we're going to purl 3 together. I can purl. Really, I can purl. Okay, here we go. And this is where it starts to get tight, so you want to be careful to watch your tension. Loosen things up, okay? But purl 3 together, do a yarn over, just like that, and then purl 3 together in that same group of 3 stitches. My focus is off. Come on, focus. There we go. Okay, purl 3 together in that same group of 3 stitches. And don't drop it. It's easy to drop it. Here we go. Okay, yarn over, purl 3 together. There we go. Okay, so that is a star. Then we're going to separate our stars with a plain simple purl stitch. And then we're going to do another star. So purl 3 together. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, purl all 3 of those together. Do not take them off the needle here, because we're going to do a yarn over, and then we're going to purl those same 3 together again. So I've worked 3 stitches into these 3 stitches. It's decrease, yarn over, decrease, but worked into the same 3 stitches, and that is the star. Okay, right there. So now let's do another purl stitch to separate them, and then one more star here. So 1, 2, 3. And you don't have to separate them. You could just do star, 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 star all the way across. The reason I'm separating them is just to give a little more openness to the pattern and make it a little less tight. And also I'm going to be staggering these. So that purl helps me to get a nice even stitch count of 4 instead of 3 so that I can stagger them really easily. All right, and then one purl. And then I've just got my edge stitch, which I'm knitting in garter stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and knit that. All right, the right side row, notice you can't really see much on the back, right? All the fun stuff happens in the front here, and that's why you have to work the stars on the back. So now I'm going to do just a knit row real quick, and then I'm showing you how I'm going to stagger the stars. So I'm knitting 15, and this is a great time to count, because if you've dropped a yarn over or something, you should see these groups of 3 stitches and make sure there's 3 in each group. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. And then there's my purl stitch, and then here's another group of 1, 2, 3, and there's the individual stitch there, and then another group of 3. And then I'm just knitting these 2 edge stitches. Okay, so you can see that put another row of stars in there. Now, for the next wrong side row, I want to stagger. Okay, so let me knit my first stitch, just like that. And then I'm going to purl, instead of purling 1 like I did last time, I'm going to go ahead and purl 3. So this is a 4-stitch repeat. I'm shifting over by 2 stitches. So I'm shifting over half of the size of the repeat. So where I did have 1 stitch here, now I have 3. And then I do my stars. So let's take another close look at the stars. I'm going to bring it up here, get my camera to focus. All right, so now I know I got to turn off the autofocus on this camera. All right, focus. There we go. Okay. So now I pick up these 3 stitches here, all right, yarn over, and purl those 3 together. Now I do a yarn over and do it again. Purl those 3 together. Okay, and then drop them off the needle. Purl 1, and then it is purl 3 together, like that, yarn over, and purl 3 together. You can see how tight that's getting, so you want to be sure to loosen it up and then drop the stitch. You don't want it super, super tight. Purl one, and now I've come to the end here, so I'm just going to purl these last two and knit my final stitch here. And that's how you do the knit star stitch, and you can see it starts to make these diagonal lines. When you get the whole thing done, it looks like this, where you have diagonal lines of star stitch going all the way across. So that's a fun pattern that's not as complicated as you might think, because it's really just one stitch, right? It's just that star stitch. Everything else is about how you space it out. You could do all stars. You could just do multiples of 3 and do a whole field of stars with nothing in between. You could still stagger it by shifting by one stitch each time if you wanted to still get kind of a diagonal effect. Or you could do intermittent stars. You could do a star here separated by a bunch of stitches and another star here. The star stitch itself is a discrete single stitch that takes 3 stitches to make. So you can put it anywhere you want. You can put stars and cables. You could do stars and whatever. The star stitch is very flexible. It just needs those 3 stitches, and then you can do whatever you want with it. And that is how you knit the star stitch. So any questions on that or any of the stuff I talked about? Otherwise, I will see you guys next week, and we'll do the crochet star stitch, which is a little more complicated and is not a discrete individual stitch that you can just put anywhere. It builds on itself, so you pretty much, the best way for crochet star stitch is just do the whole thing as crochet star stitch. So very different stitches, same name, and I'll show that one to you next week. So any questions? Anybody? Otherwise, it was good to see you guys. Beth, thank you for coming, and I will see you all next week. Bye.